Welcome to 101. The idea of this course is to help you or to assist you safely to extract your ass or your friend's ass out of distress. We all buy these toys, no matter the size, don't care what they are. We build them, we go play them, and inherently we are going to get stuck because there's always that buddy that says, hey, you can try that one. And it's usually the guy with the big rake who's going, he wants to see what's going to happen. So the whole idea of this course is to teach you the different straps or uses, the different clevises or uses, hooks and techniques. We're going to run through the basics because we do have some new people to the wheeling community. Some of you are in your four-wheel drives. Awesome, good to see. The growth of the Jeep and the other small four-wheel drives has done our wheeling community pretty good, and it's growing leaps and bounds. So the whole idea of this course is some safety to it, so you can get your ass and your friend's ass and your family's ass home safe and sound in one piece. As you can see, we have some different straps, different ropes. This one is a kinetic rope. It stretches like a giant bungee cord. Many of you use the bungee cords. You know what they are. They stretch, right? The whole idea of the kinetic rope takes the mass use of your vehicle, your weight, or the pulling unit, and the dead vehicle, or the one that's stuck, that's not helping in any way, combines the two to make a elastic force. The momentum of the moving rate, or the towing rate, its speed, and its weight multiplied. And it comes tight, and it just completely traps them up. Hey! You're going to be part of 101. Got me a little ride. We have a tree saver used in combination with a winch, used in combination around the frame of a vehicle. And if you direly have to, an axle. We don't like to use the axle mount because inherently they will rip springs out and tear axles out from under Jeeps. Yeah. Have you seen the video I posted up with the guy and the big diesel ripping the axle out of the little Jeep? That stuck was so easy to get out of. Phenomenal. Just didn't use common sense. And he used a chain.
Oh.
He used a chain with a combination of the strap. Bad idea in some cases, very handy in others, but a chain. One of these is not used for pulling. It's used for holding. And a holding chain is a very handy piece of equipment on the trail, and you'll see its uses and why. You can use a chain in some aspects, and not a chain in others. Straps, kinetic ropes, and slings are used for pulling. This strap is a good tree saver. A little long, but it'll give you the principle of what we're doing. This strap has no stretch to it. It's designed to pull, not to extract. So, if one vehicle is dead over here on the trail and another one comes up, you can put that strap between the two and pull them up to a trailer or pull them to a shop or whatever. But these straps are not designed to pull vehicles unstuck. Okay? What happens is you try to pussyfoot it, and the pussyfoot maneuver doesn't work. So you back up and you take a little more juice to it, and that doesn't work. So you back up and take a little more juice again, and all of a sudden, anchor points, clevises, straps are breaking, etc., 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 and you end up with that. Okay? This was a 22,000-pound strap hooked to a 5-ton truck and a Jeep Rubicon. Jeep 1. You have the truck out, but it took some pulling. But that's what happens when you have limited facilities and like a $60 strap. that kinetic rope. And we'll demonstrate this one as well. If you want it just for demonstration purposes, I actually prefer the kinetic rope. Because the kinetic rope, as you can see, untangles itself. There's no loops or twists or rings to worry about, right? Or a strap, when you stretch it out, you got to make sure that it's straight. You don't want to twist it. There's that strap. We're going to get to the clevis and the different sizes of clevis. That is a decent 8.5 ton clevis. You'll see a number on here. 2 letters, 3 letters actually. It says WLL. WLL stands for Working Load Limit. At 8.5 tons. My Jeep, fully loaded, trail ready, it's 4,500 pounds. Anybody tell me how many tons that is? Bingo. So, this clevis is more than capable of doing the job. There's a smaller clevis. Its working is 6.5 tons. Will it do the job? Yeah, it can work. This little guy. Okay. 1.5. Will it do the job?
Nope.
No. We don't use this. I use this little clevis for a couple of ways. Sling the rope up into the tree for when you're camping. Great, all the way. I use it to sling the tarp for camping. You can use it to drag a tag line. Because it's a little lighter. You're not dragging all the way. If you want to drag a line across the log, you don't want to be dragging extra weight, so I'll use a small one for that project. Roughly 2/3. Okay? And the idea of the snatch block is to do a counter pull where a single line won't work. You can do a double line. You can put it to a tree or another working rig and pull yourself at a side angle and back out again. If your buddy's stuck really, really bad, I'll show you some tricks on getting them out with a snatch block. With 3 snatch blocks, you can pull yourself out backwards with a single front-mounted winch. We're going to demonstrate that today. Because a lot of you don't have this option of the rear oh shit winch. And the only time I've used it is when I've said, oh shit. So that's its name.
Just over there, actually.
Yeah. You got her. If you're going to wheel it, bury it. Okay? So, the idea of this program is to give you the basics in snatch blocks, straps, rigging and hooking, towing and extractions. The jackal, another very, very, very handy tool when you're a wheeler. They're awkward to carry. They're heavy. But if you're wheeling and you're stuck, this puppy will get you out of trouble, and we'll show you how to do that as well. Any questions so far? Oh, cool. Okay, I need Craig with his rig. And let's see, who's my next victim? Actually, Dale, you can be a victim. Sure. Okay, so we're going to line you guys up here and just show you the difference on the straps. So who wants to be the tuck and who wants to be the pole?
As per normal?
The idea of a strap for somebody else with a driver, well, there's 2 ways of doing this. The safe way is to have a spotter. Tow rig, you ready? Ducky, you ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good, Bill. Now, see that that strap is not stretching, right? There's no elasticity to it. It was pussyfooting because this isn't a really truly stuck vehicle. We're just say pulling it to a trailer or getting it off the trail. Okay, come on back, Dale.
I say probably 40 pounds on mine. Going 100.
Okay, Dennis, or Dale, just tighten the line up. Okay, good. Okay, guys, this is a Kinetic rope. This one's Canadian made.
Girls.
Quality. Pretty sure it's been used a lot. Looks like it, and it stood up fairly well. I put a clevis on the back of this tire to show you the difference between how far it's going to stretch before it actually starts to move that deep. Okay, Dale, go ahead. Okay. Oh yeah, because we didn't stretch it, right? It's not really stuck. But you've seen that demo, right?
Put your e-brake on. Put an e-brake on.
Oh, boy.
I don't have one either.
Okay, go ahead a little bit, Dale. Good. Okay, put a little bit of resistance on it. Yeah. Okay. Now put some little bit of braking force on. Okay, now back up and give it a run. Coming. I know he's not. That's good. You'll see how Dale's Jeep did not come to a sudden and abrupt stop. You'll see how his head did not hit the dash or the steering wheel or the radio.
So this takes all the fun out of it, right?
Well, no. You'll actually see we're going to demo it in the hole here in a minute. But the philosophy of the strap is it takes the kinetic energy of the moving vehicle against the weight and mire of the stuck vehicle and is a good multiplication and pulls it out. So Dale, we're going to get you to get Craig in the hole here, and Craig is going to be a good stucky this time.
Oh, now he's really stuck.
Oh, he's in there good.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's stuck now.
One of those.
You want me to use throttle at all, Mike? Or just,
What's that?
You want me to use throttle or just keep it dead?
Just keep it dead.
Okay.
Well, just being like that right there. If we stop, not that stuff.
Okay, this will give you a good demonstration on the amount of stretch that's going to happen before that rig starts to roll. if you see Dale, he's just about perched on the edge. Not the best place for him, so this rope with a little stretch will help. Okay, Dale. Okay, quick brakes on for a second. Dale. Back her up now and give her a run.
You're good.
Right underneath you, I'm watching. Okay, give her a run. Give him a little help, Greg.
Whoa, you're on the rope.
No, he's okay. He's okay. Hold on, Whoa! Sorry, buddy, he stalled. I didn't want you to hit another backwards one there.
Straighten your wheel, Craig. There you go.
That's where I got my boot.
Not an anchor point. A ball, a strap on a ball, is a killing tool. It's about a 2.5 pound deadliest weapon you'll ever want to run across. It will not stop for you, it will not stop for metal, it will not stop for glass, it will go through whatever it contacts. What they don't understand is a 2-inch ball or a 2.5-inch ball with one of these wrapped around the top of it. When that sucker breaks, it is not going to forgive you. It's like shooting a 50mm cannon at point blank range. So, a lot of guys don't carry a special little hook. So here's a trick you can use in the field if you happen to run across this incident. This is where the small neck strap is your best friend. You can put the strap in here. I pack a spare pin just for the occasion because some people don't pack the pin. Now you have a safe, temporary anchor point to get somebody out of trouble who is not prepared to be into trouble. We're all off-roaders. We usually have either a hook, which I'm not a big fan of because there's no keeper on it. And if you ever slip left around here, that will put hooks in places you don't necessarily want it to be. So you can do this. The small neck strap or the small loop strap works very well. Those big bloody 4-inch straps that everybody really likes don't work so good unless you're really, really good at threading. You can also, this is not a great place for clevises. It's a really bad place for clevises, and the reason being is this really small, sharp edge. This clevis might be rated for 4,000 pounds, and that strap, 11,000, 12,000 pounds. But that contact area, this clevis is actually designed to have 2/3 of its bolt area under contact to get that rating. So is what he's technically done with this little tiny contact area, and I'd say it's about, 1/8. He's technically weakened his clevis by about 65%. Now, not bad on a little tiny rig that's stuck just a little bit, just needs a hand. But on a good force, this clevis could snap. And unfortunately, it's going to go that way. So whoever behind him is going to eat it in the worst possible way. Because you're usually pulling the guy out frontwards. And it's going to come through his windshield and not do good things. So, get yourself a proper rig up.
Yep.
I just gave one away the other day.
But he still has the stock toe point too, right?
Yeah, like he could use a strap through, and he's still got a stock one here. But that thin little bar, that's actually just for trailers.
Just for
Sway bars.
The emergency hooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when they're crossed, the whole idea of those is if this ever broke, the ball ever broke, the nose of the trailer will come down, the chains are crossed, it'll cradle it. Doesn't allow it to jill poke to the pavement. And it's going to be all wobbly and scary for a minute, but you can control it and stop it. So that's what these are for.
A lot of people don't even know to cross the chains.
Yeah, they don't, and the chains are too long, and then their breaks, and then they have a major catastrophe. Wheeling knee hydro grasshopper, his age. And that's what got me into it, that and fishing. And I've been enjoying it for many, many, many years. And I want to see all of you enjoying it for many, many, many years. So I'll show you the right way to hook up 2 straps together to get length. I'll show you the wrong way to hook 2 straps together, and everybody will do it because it's easy. It's simple. It's fast. Okay? And it's fucking dangerous, pardon my French. Let's go over here and I'll show you. And they do this. And this becomes the killer. Guarantee it. It's not a matter of if it's going to do it. It's a matter of when. Are you the one in the truck? Are you going to be the one standing beside it? No. Because you're here today to learn that this is not what you do. For several reasons. People don't pay attention to the quality of the straps. They use them. They throw them in the back of their rig. They get wet. They get mildew. The stitching gets weak. And a couple weeks later they're out on a 4-wheel drive trip and their buddy gets stuck. But he's a little too far for a single strap. This is how my friend was killed. And they hooked 2 straps together. And he's a little bit mired, so the truck gives a little extra pull. And when they did it, they did that.
Ooh.
That has got no strength. 0. They're cheap threads. They're not designed to work like this. Okay? They will bust. The strap can break. It pinches it. The strap doesn't do its job. They're designed to work like that. Put 2 ends of a strap together for a hoist. That's what it's designed to do. Okay? So you will never hook 2 straps like that together, because I'll personally kick your ass. Okay, if you've been in this 101 and you know better, you pass it on to your friends, you pass it on to your loved ones, you pass it on to your wheeling buddy. You do not put 2 straps together like this, ever. It is a deadly weapon. You might as well load a gun, put 5 rounds in a 6-round gun, cock the trigger and pull it. Did you hit the empty?
I watched one break hooked up like that, and it's like a slingshot.
Yep.
Luckily, nobody got hurt.
I've seen them go through backs of tailgates, like tear through the back of a tailgate like it's not even there, and go through the back of a cab and penetrate the seat like it wasn't even there. It is absolutely dangerous. Jessica, you're my grass lady, please.
I'll go get it.
Okay. You'll also see the 4 buggers that have done this. But they didn't have a clevis. They didn't have a clevis.
Now you have 1 strap.
And now they have a permanent 60-foot strap or a 40-foot strap.
Good luck ever getting that undone again.
Well, that puppy comes tight. There is no way in hell you are going to get it undone. It is not your best friend. It's a permanent knot. Not only is it a bad knot, it now becomes a weak point between those 2 straps. And believe it or not, that knot will go through you if it breaks.
Huh.
Solid enough. You're flesh and bone. I don't care. So Jessica's getting a little trick. You got them when you do this little trick and you're fetching it, you gotta make sure you don't grab like this, the prickly type bushes. They're not your best friend. I had a whole, at least I had a whole pile in my hand from one of my wheeling trips. Okay? Now you can tuck that strap 6 ways from Sunday. I don't care if you hook it between 2 tiger tanks, pull them apart. That strap's going to cinch up, it's going to become ridiculously tight, it's going to do what it needs to do, it's going to give you an extension. And of course, you might have one of your straps, and your buddy's got one of his straps, and you guys would like to have your straps back in your rig. This grass will give you that opportunity to do so. When this pulls tight and cinches, I'm not much of a truck. You just pull the grass out. Sorry, dear. Anyways, pull the grass out. And when you pull the grass out, what it does is it loosens the grip. And now you have a loose strap.
Seriously?
Dale, where's your stick?
You said campground, so I went over to that one. Nope, so I looped around.
That's the campground down there.
I thought you meant that one.
Oh, you went in the...
I tried to go around the bypass. And it's not bypass.
No, it's blue now.
Yeah, a hardwood dowel can be
Almost
used. We're going
made
to
it
show
out.
you a stick.
I just dug too deep of a hole.
You can find a decent quality, good sized branch in the bush.
Oh.
You stick it in there, it'll do this pretty much the same
Oh, that was
thing.
you? Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah. Broom handle. Doesn't need to be much of anything.
But something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a broom handle just snap?
No.
Okay.
It's squeezing around it.
Yeah. So you can put two together with the same technique of a stick or the grass. Like I said earlier, if grass is available, I much prefer it for a couple reasons. One, it's not going to fly. And it's grass. Was she hurt? No. But she wasn't hurt. Okay? So that's grass. That's my preferred method of hooking 2 straps together.
Would you do a kinetic to a non-kinetic?
Yes, you can. What's going to happen is your main strap is going to come hard. The kinetic's going to take the energy and it's going to pull it like a slingshot, right? Same
So
idea.
basically another fixed,
You would do a hard pull like that?
extended fixed pull.
Exactly.
Would you recover that way? Hard pull?
I have done.
Ideally.
Not preferred.
Yeah.
Ideally, you only want to use one strap,
You know,
right?
Yeah.
That's the best. If you can do it, okay, that's where the self-recovery winch comes into, and that's where we're going next. Okay? Not everybody has a self-recovery winch, but if you're going to wheel, if you're going to set your Jeep up or your truck up or your favorite Suzuki or whatever you're going to wheel.
Good cover, Mike. Whatever.
I was also going to get into quads and side-by-side.
Give her.
The very first thing
We
you do
classify
though,
side-by-side.
is a winch.
We will have a side-by-side.
And I have a motto. Winch or lifts and tires will get you in, but the winch will get you home. I wheeled stock rigs for many years with nothing more than a winch and some recovery gear. And I got into places stock like that where guys go, holy shit, like how did you actually get in here? There's some struggling. Technique. Pick your path. Winch when needed. Winch will always get you home. If you look after maintain your winch in proper working order, maintain your cables or your kinetic ropes and your winch lines in good working order, the winch will always get you home. Tires and lifts will get you fucking stuck. Period, okay? I can go to places where guys can't get me. That's why I put the rear winch on. Because I did that. I got into a few places mired really, really well. No option to tow backwards. I wish there was. And they couldn't get in to get me. And there I was, like, holy shit, what do I do? So I keep winching forward. It got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And after about 3.5 kilometers of winching, I got good road. And then I was lost because I was way off the beaten path.
I was going to say 12 hours of winching for you the last weekend.
I went exploring. I actually found a way out. When I popped out about 100 yards from camp. That we didn't even know it was there because it was all growing in, you know, the edge grows in. And I was on a pretty nice little trail and I'm popping out and all of a sudden, Ted's like, where the hell am I? Hey, camp, right? So I'm sitting back having a nice cold one waiting for the guys to get back to the goddamn way. How the hell did you get here? It was a fluke. 100% fluke. So that's why I put the rear winch on as well as the front. And the only time, like I said earlier, is the time I use it is when I say, oh shit. The last time I used it for oh shit, I was buried up to my lights on the front end. We're going to get into the tree saver with the winch. A very, 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 very necessary piece of equipment.
I've used it lots.
You do not
I bet you
pull
did.
the line off and wrap it back on itself. Ever. 2 reasons. You'll pinch the line, you'll break it. The hook is relatively a sharp, smaller object. You'll break your winch line. Guess what? You break your winch line, you're not getting around.
Yeah.
Are you? You are foobarred. So, the tree saver. It will go around a tree and around the hook, supposedly. This one's never been used, so it's a tip of the board. Where's the softie?
Mine is over there. Up by his feet.
There it is.
It's well used.
That's a little one.
Nice softy one.
Oh, Dad drove us to shit last week from rolling at my Snatch block, dude.
Oh no.
2 inches, 5 rigs on Snatch block.
The tree saver. It can be used around the frame of a vehicle to put it back on its wheels. You don't want to. Cable is not a really big deal, but it doesn't like sharp edges. Neither does kinetic or synthetic rope. It really hates sharp edges. Well, you sacrifice the tree staff if needed. It's cheap. The tree strap can also be used to hook a snatch block to a tree as an anchor point. Ew. Somebody's full of rotten.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tony, you might want to save your dog.
Rocky, come here, buddy. Rocky, come here.
So cool. Come on. A boyfriend real quick.
Come here.
A smaller Crosby.
Yeah, because they
Leg.
You can hook that to an anchor point, whether it be a tree, enough strap you can go to a rock. You can use a pickaxe. You can use the handle of a jackal. We're not going to demo that today because it's too hard to clean my jackal, but it will work. There's also a little trick called a boat anchor or a ground anchor. The ground anchor for a 4-wheel drive toy is about $550 on average. A 25-pound Nor'wester anchor for a boat is about $55. What do you think I use? Same principle. Identical. We've been using them for 30 plus years. We used to use them in the days where we'd put a hub attachment on the axles, run a straw line through to a boat anchor, pull yourself off the sand beach. That's a totally different aspect. So, again, the winch by itself is a phenomenal piece of equipment. The winch with a snatch block is even a better piece of equipment. A winch with 3 snatch blocks is your best friend. It will get you out of anything and everything, no matter what you run into. With a little bit of rigging and a little bit of anchor points, we're going to get into that today, you can pull yourself out of anything. Okay? If you happen to be wheeling with a buddy and he's got a winch, even better. Who was all at the safari run when we put Aaron back on his wheels?
That was
Okay?
That was
See
sweet.
how we did that? We used his winch to anchor his front. We used another winch to hold his truck from flipping. And we used a third winch to kick the back end up. And we got him off his side, up, rolled, and put down, and we never scratched the paper.
Actually, you had a 4th winch to anchor the 3rd winch.
Yeah,
'Cause it was,
because it was pulling the tree over.
but that was the idea. I know some of you have seen Steve and his little mire in the Rocky Canyon. We used a